Good morning. Welcome to Brunch with Brian, your daily live stream. Today we're in the kitchen. We don't usually come to you from the kitchen, but I thought it would be a nice change. So welcome to Brunch with Brian. And there's some cool things about today. And we always like to start with a positive message. And so our positive message for today is to stay positive. Okay, and you know what? It's actually National Depression Screening Day today. And so if you've had challenges, you know what? We've all had challenges over the years and over our lifetimes with, not staying in the most positive mood. And things can conspire in your life, events and seemingly people sometimes to not go your way. And when things aren't going your way, sometimes, some of us have challenges with getting mopey, getting kind of feeling depressed. And I will tell you that I've had challenges with that. I think anybody who's a real thinker brain is going to, at some point in their life, be challenged by the dark dog, the black dog. And so what are some cures for depression? And there's really three main things I want to talk to you about to stay positive in your life. And Brunch with Brian is all about positive and the law of attraction, using the law of attraction to stay positive. And we all can get tangled by negative thinking sometimes. So I have some really cool things to talk to you about with that. 3 great cures to stay positive. Okay. It's American Touch Tag Day. I guess they call it touch tag now, tag. So go play tag with your kids. International Lesbian Day, World Octopus Day, and World Sight Day. And so there's some cool things there. World Sight, it's always good to have good vision. I've gone up and down on my vision, had a bunch of eye surgeries. I had both my cataracts replaced. If you do it right, which my doctor messed it up, but if you do it right, when you replace your cataracts, this is important. You may not know this, but if you have not had cataract surgery and you're getting older, your vision is definitely cloudier and kind of darker and dingier than you might think. And when you get these cataracts, like I had both my old cataracts taken out, and it was like the world was a lot brighter all of a sudden. So that makes a big difference. It was almost like looking through a dirty windshield. They replaced my cataracts, and now they can put a lens in there that will actually correct your vision. So it's pretty amazing. Now, my doctor messed up mine, so I have crappy vision now, which really is disappointing because I spent extra money to get this $1,500 special cataract contact that they put in your eye, and he messed it up. So that's kind of depressing, but I don't get depressed because of my 3 tips to avoid depression that I'm going to get to in a second. It's National Fluffernutter Day. What's a fluffernutter? Who knows what a fluffernutter sandwich is? That is actually, it was a concoction made by the grandchildren of Paul Revere. Believe it or not, they came up with this, marshmallow concoction, and she had the idea and actually published the recipe in the newspaper of this fluffernutter sandwich, which was peanut butter with marshmallow and inside bread. So that's I've never had a fluffernutter sandwich. Maybe I'll try it. We do have marshmallows here, so maybe I'll try a fluffernutter and peanut butter, a sandwich today. Now, it was kind of cool because this was there were meat rations in World War I, and so people couldn't get meat, and they still needed. And so fluffernutter sandwiches actually they called it the Liberty Sandwich in World War I. It was actually called the Liberty Sandwich. Keep the populace proteined up and as healthy as possible during a tough time during World War I. So, we are going through tough times in our country now, but at least we aren't rationing. We don't have to deal with rationing and stuff. I mean, we've had some very tough times in this country. Sometimes that's a way to not get depressed. Remember that there have been tough times in the past and that we'll get through it. That's a good one, actually. Maybe I'll add that to my other ones. Okay, so, I like birthdays and history stuff, historical stuff. It's National Pierogi Day. Some people are really into that. That's a Polish dumpling. Okay, 1956 What happened in 1956? The first perfect game in a World Series. Don Larson. Yep, the Yankees against the Dodgers. A lot of people who follow baseball see that as a real historic event. In 1871, the big Chicago fire happened. Started today in 1871. What did they say? They said Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over a lantern, a kerosene lantern, It did start in a barn. Burned down most of Chicago's business district, and 300 people roughly died in that. 1871. In 1948, the first pacemaker. You know, Lynette's dad had a pacemaker. First pacemaker ever. That's cool how they, technology, right? Actually, 1927, the first Laurel and Hardy movie. And in 1971, John Lennon came out with Imagine. I love that song, Imagine. It's a really good movie about that, too. There's some cool birthdays today. Sigourney Weaver. How old do you think Sigourney Weaver starred in the original Alien? Oh my goodness, she's 71 today. Johnny Ramone. Yeah, he actually was his birthday. He died at 56 from prostate cancer, sadly, but we actually saw a Ramones concert. We went to, it was, believe it or not, it was the Ramones, the Scorpions, and Ted Nugent. It was the Scream Dream tour, and this was like 1978. And it was amazing. And I actually got my movie camera and filmed a whole bunch of the Ramones live. We were in the second row center. Amazing. It was a huge concert. So that was really cool. Matt Damon turns 50 today. Matt Damon. And Jesse Jackson turns 79. Chevy Chase of Saturday Night Live fame, and R.L. Stine, who wrote Goosebumps. They both turned 77 today. Nick Cannon, he's our youngest one, and Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars turns 35 and Nick Cannon turns 40. So guys, here's some really good things to think about. If you're not in the best mood and you're not feeling great, here's some fantastic solutions for depression. Here's my top 3. Number 1 is get busy. Busyness, the problem with depression is you sit around and you're moping and you're thinking of the wrong things. And if you get busy with an activity, with getting some work done, it takes your focus off your depression and puts your focus on being productive. And being productive is, in my mind, and for a lot of people, the number 1 way to get out of depression is produce, be productive, get something positive done. And once you do that, the world seems better. Okay, number 2 is get physical exercise. That's really important. Run around, go for a walk, lift some weights. You guys know, I used to be really serious about lifting weights and go to the gym, be focused and lift lots of weights. But you can do an amazing amount of weights with 2 dumbbells. 2 30-pound or 20-pound or 10-pound dumbbells. You can do a lot. So that's weight resistance training. And I'm telling you, weight resistance training will keep you young and will really, keep you young in your body and in your mind. So don't be afraid of, when I say weight training or weight resistance, some people think, oh, that's scary and, big metal weights and stuff. A couple of dumbbells. Pick up a couple of dumbbells at Target, and just start lifting them and doing stuff with them. It's amazing. So number 1, get busy with something, be productive, get a project done, organize the area of the house. That's a good one. Organize some, the junk drawer or the garage. I'm telling you, you're going to feel a lot better when it's done and not so depressed. Okay, so getting busy, getting tasks done. Number 2, physical activity, physical exercise of some kind. Number 3, focus on other people. What can you do? Write a list. What are some things I could do for other people right now? There's a lot of people in your life, and there's always things that you can do for others. And when you put the focus on others, you're not focusing on yourself and your depression and woe is me. Okay, now there is a role that you can fall into, and I love to talk about roles, and there is a role called poor me. Okay, poor me. And not just poor me, poor me. Okay, and that's a depressing role to be in, to a mindset. But it's not that hard to fall into sometimes. So let's try to stay positive. Don't think poor me. And yes, we all have that. I'm telling you, well, I can't say everybody has that, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody who sometimes doesn't think, oh, well, into that role. So again, snap out of that role by being productive me, productive go-getter me, go get some tasks done. And even if you think you have no energy, trust me, and that's that's actually one of the symptoms of depression, is you feel like low energy or no energy. And yes, you have to push yourself. You have to force yourself sometimes to be active and to get out there and be active and to get physical exercise. But once you do it, it's amazing how the mind will switch over, because you'll be in a different role. Remember, you're in a role. You're stuck in a role when you're depressed. You're stuck in depressed me, if you want to call it that. Depressed me, or poor me, or however you can best encapsulate it that means something to you. But recognize that that's a role that you're playing, and that you are. And forever, whatever reason, maybe there were people who were depressed in your life growing up. Maybe you have chemical imbalances, and that actually is a really major thing. Clinical depression is a real thing. People have chemical imbalances that make them sad. And so, I guess these things can really help with depression. I mean, if you're swamped with real negative clinical depression with brain chemical issues, go get help. If you're sitting around depressed, you sometimes, and I will say that a lot of my family and Lynette's family, Lynette has 9 brothers and sisters. I guess we're down to 6 now. And she lost 2 of her. So Mike is gone, Ann is gone, and Dave is gone. So now there's 7 left. So she has 6 brothers and sisters, and I have 4 brothers and sisters while Karen's gone. So I have 3. But all of my family and her family, there's people who have challenges with depression, and several of them are on some kind of, happier pill like Xanax, or not Xanax, but Prozac or some version of that. And, I don't know what you think about that, but, if you're going to be able to take a tiny little pill that doesn't really have any bad side effects, and it's going to really brighten your mood, sure, it'd be nice to not need that. But if you're going through a tough time, and a lot of people are going through tough times, and coronavirus is not messing around with our country. I mean, it is seriously messing with it's not toying with our country. It's seriously messing with our country. And so a lot of people are going through tough times and depression. And but remember my 3 little cures for depression again. Get busy with productive tasks. With that part, getting busy, looking at your goals again wouldn't be the worst thing to get busy on. Looking at your goals and working and creating to-do step-by-step action checklists to reach your goals, and then take action with it. So getting busy, taking action, either planning goals or executing goals. Number 2, get some kind of physical exercise, run around somehow. And number 3, put your focus on other people. That's also a real big one. So all those things are great, and let's all stay positive. It's all about staying positive, because if you get mopey, it can freeze you into inaction, and you get nothing done, and you don't reach your goals. And that's opposite of what we're all about here on Brunch with Brian. We want to reach our goals, stay positive, use the law of attraction to draw us towards a happier life and a happier existence. And so that's why we're here. So we're here in the kitchen today, and that's, I did have a joke about depression, but it's too long and it doesn't really go anywhere, and you probably lose interest anyway. That's kind of a silly, ironic joke on depression, right? Because you lose the will to go on. So, but yes, I am excited about you guys staying super positive today on Brunch with Brian, and using that law of attraction, using these 3 key tips to staying in a super positive way today and always. So it was fun coming to you from the kitchen today, and it's a great Thursday. Now remember, we got Thursdays live with the Wolffs coming up in about 7 hours and 20 minutes roughly. So check us out there. That's 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm not sure what we're doing yet, so it'll be a big surprise, and we'll have a good one on there. And so this was really fun. So until I see you guys later today on Thursdays Live with the Wolffs, or tomorrow's Brunch with Brian. Chelsea, can we see the baby? I didn't tell you guys, but Chelsea and Tracy. Tracy is Lynette's brother, Tom's brother, and he's married to Tracy, so she's our sister-in-law. And Chelsea is her daughter, and this is the newest little addition to the family. How you doing, baby? It's Caden, and he's 3 months old today, and I was holding him. I actually got babysitting duty yesterday, so I babysat for about 3 or 4 hours yesterday, and it was really fun. And he's such an adorable little guy. He's so friendly. He's a happy boy.
Loves to smile.
Yeah. So yeah, you're such a good boy. Yeah. So we have a little baby in the home for a couple more days. He's here till Saturday. So isn't that sweet? It's nice to have family. So guys, until we see you next time, getting the best training and taking action.